Our lead story tonight, well, the report card of the Indian economy, the economic survey tabled by the finance minister today, a day before tomorrow's budget, forecasts a slowed growth of between 6 to 6.8%. The earlier forecast was 7%. But this does retain India's status as the fastest growing economy. In an exclusive interview to NDTV, the chief economic advisor highlighted the risks that could take the GDP growth lower than the forecast, but says he's confident it will be between this range.
Our best guess is that the economy will grow at around 6.5% per annum in real terms next year, with the range of 6 to 6.8, which means the downside risk is slightly higher than growing above 6.5%. So growing below 6.5% has a higher chance than growing above 6.5% in 23-24.
The Indian economy's recovery from the pandemic is complete, says the chief economic advisor as he explained the economic survey that he led.
State of the economy, recovery complete. And therefore, after a long time, we have banking, non-banking and corporate sectors with healthy balance sheets, and they are ready to borrow and lend and invest. So we don't have to speak about pandemic recovery anymore. India's GDP growth is poised to do better in the remainder of this decade, and that is the focus of this economic survey itself.
The report card of the Indian economy forecasts a 6.5% GDP growth for the Indian economy in financial year 2024 with a range of 6 to 6.8%, retaining India's status as the fastest growing economy. The current year's GDP growth is pegged lower at 7%, higher than the forecast by the RBI, the IMF and the World Bank. The economic survey said that India staged a full recovery ahead of many nations, primarily due to consumption and capital expenditure. On employment, the survey said that labour markets have recovered to pre-COVID levels in both rural and urban areas. The opposition pointed out how the previous economic survey predicted an over 8% GDP growth for the current year, but the figure has now been reduced to 7%. On inflation, the economic survey said that while India's retail inflation peaked at 7.8% in April 2022, it was however one of the lowest in the world. But the survey said that the Reserve Bank is still likely to keep interest rates higher, meaning loans could get more expensive. Like inflation, the survey said that the Indian rupee also performed better than peers, but the currency has risks from higher import bills. On the health front, the government highlighted the reduction in out-of-pocket expenditures. The survey comes ahead of the union budget. For years, experts have been demanding a tax relief.
हो सकता है कि tax rates reduce करे for the low income segment. The second can be by reviewing the tax slabs itself. So that we would leave it to the finance ministry to decide what is the appropriate way. लेकिन हमारे हिसाब से ये करने से जो common man है इन्हें greater security मिलेगी. एक बार greater security हो तो उनकी spending भी increase होगी. And consumption is a very large part of our economy. तो हमारे consumption driven growth ये continue रहनी चाहिए.
The other highlights of the economic survey included confidence that the government is on track to achieve its fiscal deficit target of 6.4%. It also put climate change in focus, echoing the call for climate finance and highlighting the upside risks to food prices caused by climate change. The survey said that economic growth will be boosted with measures to boost manufacturing. It remains to be seen whether the budget will focus on similar themes as well. In New Delhi with Himanshu Shekhar, Priyanshi Sharma for NDTV.